back up. Jealous eyes see me rack up. Once flake load that track up, competition start to slack up. So severe, listen here as I get my point clear. Whackness disappear when I destroy your career. Your baby mama steady jocking, got me in heavy rotation. Flames radio spinning, the realest radio station. Devastating the minds with lyrical programming. Even people who don't like rap say, understanding there is no need for explanations. Got the drink and the smoke, so continue the celebration. Players be situated to stop anyone hating your talent, exaggerating. I'm the one who deflating, not the world relating to this moment I'm making. For those who patiently waiting, smell the cake that I'm baking. Bro is sick with the flow, and this is all I know. It's always a go, and they never say no.
Like we always do about this time, my name is Kornbread Capone, and this is Unpopular Honesty. And my special guest today is none other than Gutta. What's going on with you, brother?
What's up?
Chilling, man. I know what we are about to discuss. Let me just put a disclaimer before the conversation continues. I do not have a plan to, after this discussion, I will not talk about this album because I feel like it should not be mentioned. As far as 2022 is concerned, this album is on the worst rap album list as far as I'm concerned. Now, with that little disclaimer out the way, I guess I'm gonna let you start it off, man. You know.
What's up? What's poppin'? Let's see how this goes. Fan or not?
Fan or not?
Yeah.
Fan or not of?
The game. We're gonna talk about the game today.
Okay. I'm not a fan of this new album because I didn't like it. You know, how do you take the subgenre of hip hop and you mesh that with the title of one of the greatest rap albums ever made? It lacks in cohesiveness. It lacks in, some people would say creativity because it's like a reach. You know, this artist has been around since 2005. And up until this point, he has been releasing some good albums. You cannot say that he's not a good rapper. You cannot say that he did not put out classic albums because he has. He has great potential as an artist. But what this album is a case of, it's like, okay, obviously off the rip, a majority of people are gonna go to one specific song. We all know what that song is. We all know what that song is about. However, the song was terrible because you contradicted yourself. You said Eminem has 10 albums and none of them played in my car. Yet, you knew his rhyme pattern, you knew his rhyme scheme well enough to reduplicate that on the song. It doesn't make, it's almost like it doesn't make sense. Like on one end you're saying, I don't listen to him, you don't play in the car, you don't play in the club, but you had to listen to him to know what he sounds like, how his rhyme schemes and rhyme patterns are. It just didn't make sense to me. This just didn't seem like the same game who blew a whole record label's head off with 300 bars and running. It wasn't the same artist that showed up on a Black Slim Shady. Terrible enough, you have an album that looks like a who's who of the industry. And most of your guest list did not bring their A game. So that hurts the album. On top of the sound, so to speak, not matching the title, the excessive name drop, you know, the shit that people don't like, the excessive name dropping, the, you know, always a sample, you know what I'm saying, instead of more so original music, you know what I'm saying, more content besides what you've been doing thus far, you know what I'm saying, and then he, you know, praised it as if this was the best rap album of 2022. And I'm sorry to tell you, but Lupe Fiasco got you beat. Lupe Fiasco stomped that, you know what I'm saying, with 10 songs. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, just me being a hip hop head, I listen to people's albums, you know what I'm saying, and this album is just a complete and total waste of time.
He should put it back.
Well, that's the thing about music. See, that's the thing about music. Once it's out there, it's out there. Once you put it out there, you can't take it back. It's out there. I mean, now what's the repercussion? What the question should be, what are going to be the repercussions going forward in regards to that song? Because I'm hearing mixed things, not really sure what to think about it, but I feel like it's already been a week since it's been out. And Eminem ain't saying nothing. And how I felt when I heard it, it's not worthy of a response. And even if he doesn't respond, he'll still win anyway.
Yeah, you know why? I wouldn't say nothing either. You just said he contradicted himself. How do you How do you contradict yourself? You look at it, you hate me, but you listen to me. You don't play me, but you duplicate me. You copy my words word for word. Like, you know the pattern.
And not only that, I mean, you can go back and get old interview footage of Game praising Eminem.
That's the point.
Saying he's in my top 5 and all kind of shit like that. And I'm like, well, but let's clear it up for the people so that everybody could know, because a lot of people might be in the dark about the situation. Let's be real about it. All of this shit stems from the Game being left out of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he in his feelings. Feelings don't go with business though. That's the problem. It's saying like you can't be. So what? Like that's weak, man. That's emotional. That's a jealous emotion of a man.
I've heard people say that too.
That's, that's the weakest shit you can do. Like,
you know, his feelings aside.
Yeah.
What you release into the world in the form of an album for the public to listen to, gauge, grade, however you want to slice it, review, however, that's what you know what I'm saying, that's what my concern is, because you're a artist, you know what I'm saying, and listening to your work, you listen to it, and then you make your judgment at the end. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't understand why you would sabotage yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, it just don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It just...
What you put in is what you get out. And to me, I ain't putting no work in it. Like, I used to listen to Game, man. I'm first one, 300 balls. Yeah, you entered the whole label, but what is you doing right now? That was then, what's up right now? That's what we at. You can't look at the past. You ain't moved for it yet. You still your feelings over what? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, feelings don't go with business. If you don't learn the two of the different and put it to the side shit, what you gonna get out of it? This whole album is like...
I agree that feelings don't go with business.
He's very emotional.
Business don't have a degree of feelings.
Yeah, he's very emotional. Like, you're too emotional, man. You need to get out your feelings. Yeah, he rap his ass off. I give him that. You do, but at the end of the day, man, like, you going at one of the greatest, no matter how you look at it, you going at one of the greatest. You're not.
If you respond.
I wouldn't respond to that shit. Would you? Honestly, would you respond to that shit?
I don't feel like it's worthy of a response.
Well, then.
That's why it makes it real disappointing because you gotta let's go back. Let's go back for people who don't know. Let's go back to 2005 when Game got kicked out of G. Game started making mixtapes going at 50 Cent and G Unit. One of the first ones was called You Know What It Is, Volume 3. And this is the mixtape that had 300 bars and running on it. And when I tell you, for 18 minutes, Game blew the whole record company's head off of its shoulders. In 18 minutes. This is some shit that I had never seen before. He slaughtered everybody, even Olivia. And Olivia wasn't a rapper.
That's it.
After that, battle after battle after battle. And I'm not counting the street stuff because he had some street stuff that I'm not going to add that because that is not music. That happened on the street. I'm talking about the battles he had with artists. Like when he did Meek Mill with 92 bars. When he always seemed to go, it seemed like if 50 say one thing about him, he'll make a new mixtape about 50 and kill him again. You know what I'm saying? Over and over. Throughout the years, he's had multiple beefs that sprung into records where he was always the victor, easy, because he out-rapped his opponents, he shitted on his opponents, he dominated his opponents, and I'm being real because all of those records that I'm talking about he put out, I own them, I listened to them, and I said, damn, you know what I'm saying? He's on a wrecking spree until you get to the Black Slim Shady.
Yeah.
First of all, whoever idea it was to put the skit at the beginning and then the skit in the middle between the second and the third verse, that's boring. That's boring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they should be fired. Whoever decision that was, they should be fired. They shouldn't even work no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who decision it was, but a skit in the middle of it, first of all, for people who don't know, take it from somebody who grew up battle rapping. Battle rapping is about the fucking knockout blow, the death blow. Don't step to the microphone trying to diss somebody if you're going to play with them. Don't love tap them. Knock they fucking head off their shoulders.
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed to be. Smash mouth. It was supposed to be from the second the beat drop, you supposed to be on their ass, relentless.
Like a
but we're not in the days of competition as far as rap battles anymore. If you listen to it, ain't no competition no more. It's flimsy. It's weak. You know what I'm saying? It's
shit like
how do you battle somebody today?
It's lightweight. I like that shit they be battle rapping, but what you think about Game and Jay-Z?
You talking about when they was going back and forth with each other?
They back at it. They back beefing.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I know that what's funny is there's songs with Jay-Z and The Game on them that's on YouTube that people can go listen to.
Subliminal message that's they're passing.
But then at some point, Game start dissing Jay-Z. Never really understood why he would, throw little slick shots in the freestyles. And I remember watching a smack where he was freestyling, dissing Jay-Z. And, just little shit that I be hearing. And then you hear Jay-Z come back where he had a freestyle where he kept saying
the game. The game.
He was like, game. Like the whole shit was, he ended every line with game. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, because more than likely, Jay don't write. That was off the top of his head. So I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And then, if people remember, back in 2006, just before Jay-Z came out of retirement with Kingdom Come, he was supposed to do a show called I Declare War. And he was supposed to supposedly have pictures of the game when he was a stripper.
Yeah.
And we was going to show him on stage like he did at Hot 97 Summer Jam back in 2001.
Yeah.
But nah. And he was also supposed to get on Jim Jones and Dipset and all that. He was supposed to address everybody hating on him. But instead, he chose to bring Nas on stage. And that ended up being a moment in hip hop, because I remember when that picture was taken. Matter of fact, that picture ended up on the front of a magazine cover. I couldn't remember which one, but that was all kind of spurred up by the game too, if you remember that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that they were beefing again. I don't understand why. The game did a freestyle on LA Leakers. It's a radio station in LA. And on the freestyle, he went exceptionally hard. And this was 1 week before that album came out. And then when the album came out, I went back to the freestyle and I was like, shit, he should have had this on the album. Because this shit went harder than all 30 of them songs you just put out. You know what I'm saying? It's just...
What's your favorite? My favorite CD from the game is a documentary.
Well,
to me,
that's always gonna be, well, that was his first one, and that's the classic. I like Doctor's Advocate. I love Doctor's Advocate, actually, because it showed you that he can do it without the help of 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the beats on there sounded like Dre did it, but Dre didn't do nothing on there. And it showed you that he could do it without Dre too. You know what I'm saying? And then after that point, I give 1992 a classic, because I love 1992. Even though some people consider that more of a mixtape than an album, I guess. Documentary 2 would have been good had it been one disc, because it was like a double.
Try to do a pipe deal. They can't do that. That's what I don't understand.
I don't see. I want to say this too. Like, people attention span is short these days, which is why songs have gotten shorter. More people are doing singles and EPs rather than full-length albums, because people don't listen to a whole album. And that's the truth. So I don't understand. Maybe he was trying to up the streams by putting out 30 songs at once. But, and it's the same thing when I seen Chris Brown a couple of years ago. He had an album with like 45 songs on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? But obviously Chris is in a different set of circumstances than the game. Chris owns his catalog. So I don't know what that did for him. Maybe that it worked out because he has a fan base that goes listen to it and goes buy it and goes to the shows. So he might have won doing that 45 song album, but to me, man, I'm not finna listen to 45 songs of the same artist in one day.
You know why not? Because you're not talking about shit. If all your shit sound the same, why would I listen to it? All right. Take Bone Thugs and Home. You listen to that shit all day.
Yeah.
Wow. They put 21 on that back then. That shit was long as hell. 21.
I don't remember a Bone Thugs album being 20. Okay, maybe
21.
the double disc.
Yeah.
You talking about the auto
Yeah.
wall?
Like
But see,
like
dog,
that.
but see, that's Bone Thugs and Harmony. For one, is on my top 5 best rap groups ever made. For one, let me say that. For two, the double album was released. They were still in their height to me. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I remember that because I bought it. You know what I'm saying? I still have the store-bought album to this day. You know what I'm saying? That's the only album that was longer than I would say 20 songs. They might have had like 22, 23 songs on there or something like that. But Bone had variety. See, Bone it wasn't just shoot a nigga, kill a nigga all day. They had a song called If I Could Teach the World a Beat, which was looked at as inspirational. But on the same album, they had Look Into My Eyes and Tell Me. Yeah. And then they had Thug Love with Tupac. Then they had Body Rot. Then they had, it's all kind of different songs that go all kind of different ways.
That's the point.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're going to make a 31 song of this, you want people to listen to it, don't you think that should be your hardest shit you put out?
I think you would look at the public and say, well, if the attention span of people is so short, why would I put out so much music at once? He could have easily broke that shit up and turned that into several different EPs, or if not, part 1, part 2. You know what I'm saying? And spaced it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you think about it, like, that should be your hardest though, cause you doing that shit for the public. 31 songs, then you need to take your time on that. That don't come out like no 6 months. That's years and years of work. How you just do that? And then you put it out enough to where that shit damn near flop. I'm not gonna get that.
I mean,
that shit trash.
I'm shocked that the numbers are low because I'm not surprised. I'm just shocked because this is why I'm shocked. Usually when you got an album and you got all the biggest names in the industry on it, you would think easy seller, because even if they don't like you, they're gonna get it just to listen to their favorite artists on there.
Not really,
not necessarily, not in the era when you got so many choices to listen to music. You're not really selling. I don't know how many of those numbers is physical copies, because you can't really buy music anymore. And then again, who would want to buy this album because it's terrible? And then, oh man, it's sad, man, because you got to think this the same artist who made classic music. This the same artist who he got hit records. He got platinum albums. He got classic albums. And he just made a misstep. If you notice, this year, the West Coast has been on a fucking roll. Snoop, Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar, and then Game dropped this bullshit.
Yeah, that's
it's like you fumbling the ball. But hopefully, before the end of the year, Dr. Dre will come save the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, everybody in the lab, everybody taking them pictures in the lab. I'm anxious to hear what Dre got to say. I know DOC in there writing, Snoop in there. I'm anxious to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, help the rap game. But is there any other albums you looking forward to that's coming out this year?
I just know Jada. I've been fucking with Jada lately.
Jada?
Yeah.
I don't think Jada gonna come out with no album like
he relaxing right now.
He should. I feel like
he didn't put in some work.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Relaxing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I watched that Versus like 3 times. The first time I saw it, obviously that's when everybody saw it, the world saw it. We were shocked and amazed by Jadakiss. But I had to go back 2 more times because that nigga, fuck who his opponents was. That nigga was whooping the crowd's ass. every time he would turn around and say, "Yo, DJ, give me something," he'll drop a beat, the crowd go, "Oh!" And he's like, "Yo, New York, do you know where we at right now?" And he just starts spitting, and I was like, man, this nigga taking the crowd ass up. He out there because he's in New York, he's in his element. He know what's gonna ignite the crowd. He know what beats will ignite the crowd because that's New York. So, man, he's on this thing. He's tearing their ass up. I'm talking about that, and that's the whole cold part about it. Versus is really about hits. He killed them niggas with his mixtape shit. With the shit that niggas had on cassette tapes and CDs back in the day. He killed them niggas with that. They still had mainstream hit records and hits that people knew about. But that nigga murdered them niggas with that mixtape shit, man.
That's the underdog, bro.
I wish he
protege. That's big.
And I'm gonna say this too, because this is another conversation that people don't want to have. The only thing that's separating Jada from all the greats is the fact that, and I'm not shitting on his catalog, because Kiss the Game Goodbye, really his first 3 albums was good to me. Kiss the Game Goodbye, Kiss of Death, Last Kiss. All 3 of them albums was good. But he need that one album that you can play from beginning to end.
Fucking right.
Now, because he takes so much time in between albums, he don't never put out an album that got like under 15 songs. It's always 18, 19, close to 20 songs on there. That's because he put out albums in a 5-year span. So he want to give you enough to hold you over. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should come out with an album after Versus, after what he did. You know what I'm saying? But I'm waiting on Nas, King's Disease 3. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another surprise, maybe 2 before the end of the year, as far as album is concerned, outside of Nas and Dr. Dre. I don't know what else is coming out, man. Do you know anything?
Everything else that come like, man, you ain't gonna like that. What you call it, noise pollution?
I'm not even mentioning that shit. You see, I ain't mentioning none of that shit because I'm not listening to it. Like, it don't matter to me because
I'm not gonna listen. I don't listen to this shit.
It's like today, I went and checked out and seen what releases came out, and wasn't nothing appealing came out today. So I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a lot. Everybody know me. I'm biased, and I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You'll never hear me even say them motherfuckers by name. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how much they don't matter. Hey, it's mind over matter. I don't mind because you don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's called. You know what I'm saying? Before we get up out of here, though, do you have any last words?
Yeah, man, y'all check me out on YouTube, GUTTAENCOBAR. Run the numbers up, man. Y'all know what time it is, man.
Yeah, man, and on behalf of Gutta and the good people at One Man Records, I am Kornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty in real hip-hop music. Until next time, peace and love. That's what the world needs, man.